Fire it up, footballers. Yeah. We're going to get into that Chicago Fire 3-2 loss. That yellow team. Fan reaction and more here on Spitting Fire. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Kick that like button. Thanks for hanging out. What's up, everybody? Hanging out on this Sunday night. Going to set the tone for the week for you. Hopefully send you in with some dubs. I think that's how we're going to start it off. In fact, you know, we're going to guarantee that's how we start it off. All right, let's hit this, play, confirm, and rip it up. All right, chat. So, starting off with a win, and we'll get into some fan reactions while this one goes down. Got a nice little solo dub earlier today. Let's put it on Spin Fire, and let's pull up these amazing Chicago Fire fans. By the way, got my variant Dr. Disrespect. Excited about that. It's gonna be fun. Can we jump ahead a little there? There we go. So I'll be streaming some of Dr. Disrespect's new game, Project Moon, when that starts coming around. Expect that hanging out here on Spitting Fire. And as always, let's get into some of the response. We have Patrick McCrane with an amazing article. Spitting Fire, by the way, had I put up a new blog on my YouTube channel that was about Lance Briggs' new comic book. Go ahead, check it out. I think you'll be surprised. Chicago Bear writes book. It's The Trap. It's a graphic novel, and I definitely enjoyed it. And that's how I'll start and leave it there. Go check it out. It was a fun little live stream, and I also put a shortened review out there. Hey, y'all doing, chat? What's going on? Yeah. Fire it up, footballers. Thank you for joining us. Oh, Sons of a Pitch, Soccer Central. He's part of the Blaze Network. Thank you for renewing. 4 months in the Blaze Network, man. Your crest is growing stronger. Look at the flames. Look at the flames. Oh my goodness. Go check out Sons of a Pitch, Soccer Central. He wants to grow the game. One of the best follows on YouTube, especially if you're looking at MLS betting or just a little recap for MLS action for the whole week. Fantastic work coming out of there, out of Sons of a Pitch, Soccer Central. Also helps out, Wife Children House helps out on that channel every so often. So yeah, here I am. I grabbed the, actually what's funny is I had to grab the, in this I had to grab, I think I grabbed the, yeah, there it is. I'm playing Indiana Jones. I grabbed the relic before running to a new location. I think that's hilarious. Wait, my HUD disappeared. How do I fix it? We'll get back to more Chicago Fire reaction. What's up, chat? FC Neo Dog. You getting 50 Cent on with that bulletproof? This Dr. Disrespect ripoff. Is this what I did? I came here, grabbed. Let's get the no. Let's get the gameplay. And let's pull that up. There we go. So what's up, FC? What's up, Toke? What'd you think of that Chicago Fire game the other night? I know a lot of Chicago Fire fans were disappointed. We went up into the half with a 2-0 lead. Chris Mueller having a nice, pretty goal, just looking like a maestro. And then the second half happens. Utter embarrassment. I don't know what you guys thought about it, but Chicago Fire fans were not happy. My man, I can't believe the Fire literally invented a way to lose that game yesterday. They absolutely did. I mean, they're up 2-0. All they had to do was get to the end after the game, and they couldn't get there. And after the game, some of the Chicago Fire players, including Chris Mueller, were questioning it seemed like questioning some of his other teammates and their inability to stitch together some fight for those final 45. Unreal. Loving the best emojis on YouTube from Toke. Dropping a couple Chicago Fire crests, but the crying emojis next to it, because that's exactly what it's been, man. And I think everybody on Twitter, including me, we've all been really upset and letting hashtag CF97 know it. I'll get into Patrick McCraney's article here in just a second. Georg Heitz's 3 seasons have been littered with so many pathetic losses, it's hard to remember them all. The fact that last night stands out should tell you everything, says Patrick McCraney at Patrick McCraney on Twitter. Great follow. It was that bad. Enough is enough. It's time for a change at the top. And he's got an article here from ALLCHGO.com, allchicago.com. We're going to read that here. We got Toke hanging out. Toke, I don't know if you want to hang out and play a little Fortnite. Right now, I'm playing this little replay from earlier while I catch caught up on a little business and then start playing some new fresh games. But I got a nice little dub club action. Tried Discord, can't hear anything. I'm in the Discord. Am I? Let's see. Well, maybe I wasn't in there now, but you know what? Maybe I don't even have the right settings in there. Let's just double check. Microphone. No. Good. I'm good. Hop back into SFIT live. DPG. Hopefully we get you on here. Damn it, man. I'm sorry.
Yo.
There we are. DPG. Yes. We're in like Flynn. What's up, brother?
All right. So I got a few minutes real quick. And I was hoping you were on last night because I had a whole lot of things to say about the game last night.
I wasn't around last night. Sorry. Yeah, a little holiday. But go on.
So, no worries. So first things first. We all know Heitz got to get out. He's done. Nothing that he's done so far has worked. And he has failed as a GM. And on top of that, I've been questioning Ezra's tactical ability. The fact that he never changes formation, that's like a bad sign for any manager. Because if you look at the game last night, Columbus was down 2-0 at the half. Caleb Porter does what everybody will do. Change tactics, change formation, change it up. And look what happens. He wins 3-2. Ezra never tried to change the way the team played last night. He just thought that he could still win with the same formation. And it's not the first time that he's done this. In fact, I don't remember the last time he hasn't played this formation or something close to it. I honestly believe that if we do get a new GM, either next season, at the beginning of, at the end of this season, because if we want to hit the ground running for next season, the GM needs to be hired this year. We cannot wait till January to hire someone and then give him 5 weeks to put a team together. I have a feeling that the new GM, whoever comes in, is probably going to get rid of Ezra too.
Yeah, you got to think that, but he got undressed by Caleb Porter, his master, yesterday. But you give him a second bite of the apple, a second tip of the apple cart, or has he? Here's the thing: we all think that this roster is just so much better than what it used to be. Is Ezra truly the best coach for this?
No. And here's a couple of things. Yes, Ezra has been an assistant coach for some really good MLS coaches. You talk about your Schmetzer, you talk about you could go as far as Siggy Schmidt, you could go even Caleb Porter. Yet it almost seems like Ezra did not learn anything from those guys because he's still playing the same formation. He doesn't change the team tactically or mentally, and he has a very horrible disciplinary track record with this team. So, as I mentioned before, I mentioned it on a Chicago Fire Discord channel, maybe some guys are just cut out to be assistant managers. And it's starting to look like Ezra might be one of those guys. maybe he just needs to be an assistant manager because apparently he didn't learn anything, being assistant for all those good coaches. And, maybe he needs to go back and just become an assistant again because he's not cutting it.
I mean, look at Frank Lopez. Do you switch him and Frank? I don't really think that solves the problem.
The weird thing about Frank is that last season when we did that, when Rafael left, or whatever the guy's name for
Rafa Wiki.
Yeah, Rafa Wiki. It's weird that the team actually managed to get some surprising wins. But obviously it wasn't consistent. I don't want to go the Frank Lopez way anymore. We've done that before, and I think it's time that we need to get everybody. We need to get rid of Heitz. We need to get rid of the other guy, the sporting director or whatever. Or we need to get the two Swiss guys out, and bring in someone that actually has some MLS experience in managing teams as a GM. We've talked about, hey, we would love to have Garth Lagerwey. We would love to have, the guy that's the GM out in Columbus. But at this point, Mansueto is going to pretty much have to break open that wallet again and find someone who's willing to take the job and probably give him a dumpster truck full of cash for it.
But the thing is, you got to find the GM first. And
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
You need to find it.
You got to find that guy. And on top of that GM, I think he's got to be a known commodity.
Yep. He has to have a track record that shows that he has had success. Don't bring anybody that just was a GM for like 6 months and they got fired. You need to bring a guy that has had success. And at that point, you have to give him reins on whether or not to keep Ezra. I'm guessing whoever comes in after Heitz is probably not going to keep Ezra.
Are you really? Here's the thing: we're not seeing a reason to keep Ezra around. I mean, are we?
Personally speaking, I don't want to see Ezra continue. I'm done.
Are you lumping him in with? I mean, are you putting him in as his own man? Are you measuring him as his own man, or are you measuring him with Georg Heitz together?
That's a good question. I'd probably lump him with Heitz just because this is a Heitz hire. And I wonder if Heitz hired him because he didn't want to have an MLS experienced coach question his moves, pretty much run him out of a job. That's the way I took it as. Hire someone that's never been a head coach, maybe an assistant, and maybe he's not going to question your every decision on player acquisitions or whatnot. And then you get to go home and sleep nice. Because you don't have somebody that's going to take your job away. Basically, Heitz is just giving Ezra whatever Heitz wants.
Tokyo agreeing with you. Agreeing, saying Lopez is not the answer, and Ezra can, but also saying Ezra cannot be judged on this team. Its build is so garbage. I kind of disagree in some regards with Toke, but I feel like this team is built better than some of the teams of Nelson Rodriguez's days.
This team actually has a little bit more talent.
Well, it's also pieced together. There's actual right backs. There's actual left backs. Yeah, it's not just like a hodgepodge guy.
Yeah, so this team is actually it's probably one of the better teams we've had in a while. And actually, you know what? I could look back and think of maybe the last team that might had a decent amount of talent like this team might be 2010. I mean, 2017 is right up there, but I think this team has a little bit more talent than the 2017 Fire team.
I think this team does have more talent than the 2017 Fire team. In every position, they're a little bit better, I think. I mean, almost every position. I mean, Chicos is a better center back than Bastian Schweinsteiger, let's be honest.
And Kappelhoff.
And what we saw out of Wyatt Ohmsberg was quite quality. I mean, he was a great partner for Chicos. They were figuring it out. We liked what we saw there, but then still the offensive tactics. That's where we once again aren't seeing what we need to see. Goals.
Yeah, and the thing is that I don't think if one thing is if Ezra's trying everything to make this team work, meaning changing formations, changing tactics, trying everything. But if he's just gonna play the same tactics, if he's gonna play the same formation over and over and over again, then that's basically a definition of insanity. You're gonna get the same results. Nothing's gonna change. It's not like Ezra's playing a 4-4-2, and then next week he's gonna try a 3-4-3 or a 4-5-1. It's just he's not changing anything.
But what happened in that second half? How do we go up into with a 2-0 lead and squander that? Like where did the drop off happen? What happened?
And the thing is that one thing is that the Fire would have brought that same energy the second half, played a little bit smarter, we probably could have taken this game, and you could have easily been a 3-4-3 or 4-0 game. Columbus was pretty much done, and they were
ready to roll over.
Yeah. But Caleb Porter, Mr. Tactical Genius, figured out that, hey, Ezra is stubborn. I'm just gonna switch up tactics, and boom, look what happened.
And how is he gonna deal with this? Tokyo saying that he might have some Stockholm syndrome about it, but he still believes in Ezra and Heitz. I can become a believer in Ezra again. Ezra has the ability to win me back, but I think I'm out on Heitz for sure. Yeah. I'm close to out on Ezra as well. I can give him a little more wiggle room, him being his first season, but that's the thing. This is so on Georg Heitz that he gave this team to the first-year coach instead of going out and getting Eric Winalda or somebody that has had MLS experience and wants the job.
And you also look back at the way Shaqiri has played. He hasn't played up to DP caliber, not especially whatever we're paying him, a year.
Speaking of that DP caliber that he's not living up to, within the 20-30 minutes of being on the pitch, Cucho Hernandez, that yellow team's new DP, struck.
And another thing too is Shaqiri's asking to be subbed out at the 80th minute when the score is tied at 2-2.
He had a thigh injury reportedly.
And that's kind of, honestly, I believe it's a lack of discipline. There's a couple of things that run in my head. Okay, maybe he's trying to protect himself because he wants to play in the World Cup at the end of this year, or maybe he's just lazy, or maybe, but we've seen this so many times where he'll just just kind of give up and just start and become pedestrian on the field. And then there's been times where he's just done really stupid mistakes, easy mistakes. And I wonder if a lot of
errant balls, some of these balls are, some of the interceptions you see in the balls he's given up, but then also he has some great plays. So it's can we forgive some of these errant plays? You had to do the same for Kaka. You had to do the same for Rooney. But the other thing is, along with those errant plays, those misplays, they had a lot more celebration time.
Yeah, and you also think about this and do you think that Shaqiri will get away with a lot of the stuff? Under a coach that's very more disciplined, a coach that has MLS experience. Do you think?
No, that's a good point.
Do you think he for example? Do you think if he has Bruce Arena to sub him out on the 80th minute when the score is tied 2-2, you think Bruce Arena is gonna do it? He might do it, but he's probably gonna get chewed out after the game. Or he might say, we need you for 5 more minutes. Come on. That's why we're paying you. And the same thing goes with Casper. I don't know how, it's the so-called friendly striker, they labeled him on the Z Soccer podcast. It's this guy's way too friendly. This guy doesn't even want to score. Or if I don't even know if he can score. I don't even know if he had an open net, he'll put the ball in the net. That's how bad it is now. To me, he's a bust.
Big time bust, especially for the price paid.
Yep. Jairo Torres has been a little bit pedestrian lately.
He's our young DP.
I don't know if it's because he's still trying to, gel with the team, but I haven't seen anything that will like wow me. The only guy that's out there hustling, I think the best player on this team is probably, besides Chicho's is Chris Mueller.
Chris Mueller has been impressive. He's been fantastic. Looking like the Fire's best player at the moment.
Yeah, and that's probably the only guy that, if there was somebody on this team that will criticize the team itself, it'd probably be this guy. Like I give him the pass. Like, hey, if you want to talk crap about this team and how they're functioning under Ezra and whatnot, by all means. But yeah. Let me let you go. It was fun doing this. We'll talk later.
All right,
Cool.
DBG, thanks for hopping on, man. I'll catch you later, brother.
Bye.
Bye, later. Yeah, wow. Tokes and man, I still gotta believe in Heitz and Ezra at the moment, though. Despite all that, I think I got Konor in in action. What's up, Konor, from that yellow team?
What's up?
What's up, Konor? Ooh, Dub Club.
Not much. So I wanted to know that I was gonna say something, but I just figured I'd let you guys talk for a minute.
Thanks, brother.
When it was actually both goals. The first one and the equalizer. When Zelrayal was on top of the box, he drew 2 defenders to him because every time he touches the ball, he's so good that he draws the double team. Well, I'm trying to think. He was able to find enough space to get that initial pass to Etienne, and you saw what Etienne did with it. He put it past Gaga Salina, and then again, it's the same thing with the equalizer goal. Is he draws 2 defenders at the top of the box, gets it to he gets an inch of space, somehow squeezes the ball through that inch of space that he's given. Finds Luis Diaz, and Luis Diaz draws out Gaga Salina, and he somehow gets it past Salina, and there it is. It's 2-2.
Well, who on the Fire commands that type of attention where he's drawing 2 men? Is Shaqiri doing that? Is somebody else on the Fire really doing that? I see that happen from time to time, but it sounds like Zelarayan's doing that regularly. Drawing double coverage, triple coverage sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
He's the guy you circle on Columbus to if we got to stop this guy. And now they also have to stop Cucho.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be tricky. How did you like Cucho's debut?
I liked it. First debut goal when it mattered most. But I would have been happy with the draw at that point. I thought it was over at halftime.
Really?
But when you look, here's what I think. I think Derek Etienne doesn't get the love that he deserves. He's one of those players that goes under the radar, and he'll stay quiet for a month or 2 months, and then all of a sudden he'll score a brace on you like he did against Chicago last night. He's one of those sneaky good players that you got to keep an extra eye on, or he'll make you pay. And I don't know why he doesn't start more, but I think in a situation where we can use him as a super sub at halftime, like in yesterday's case, it worked out pretty well. Scored a brace. I thought he was going to have a hat trick there for a minute. But yeah, he's a versatile player who can play anywhere. I feel like he's more comfortable kind of like on that midfield wing position.
Dude, I got Archduke Ramon coming in and say, hey, it looks like the Fire might need an independent consultant. To be honest, SBK is slightly worse Sporting Kansas City thus far, and Sporting Kansas City has that really good coach, Peter Vermees, who's you think would be better than Ezra right now. Do you think the Fire should swap in Peter Vermees for Ezra Hendrickson, Konor?
I don't know.
Trade last place for last place, coach.
I don't follow Chicago.
You don't follow Kansas City either, but Caleb Porter, and Ezra Hendrickson was under the tutelage of Caleb. He totally undressed him.
I think what we weren't prepared for in that first half is you guys came out with the mentality where you guys were like, okay, we're going to press you and we're going to make it hard for you to get the ball into the final third. And that's exactly what your guys did in the first half. They kept up with the high press. They kept majority of possession. And they made sure that Columbus did not get anywhere near the 18-yard box that whole first half.
So it's interesting that you're saying that. So it's like Ezra had a good game plan that he came out with. But the problem is he didn't make those adjustments like Caleb did in the second half. Second half, Caleb made adjustments, and all of a sudden you guys got 3 goals on the board.
And I don't know if you noticed, but like we switched from that 3-5-2 to like I think it was trying to think. What was that formation? We switched from a 3-5-2 to like trying to think, a 4-4-1 or something like that.
Something.
4-4-2. Something. I don't know. Do not know.
How was that? Okay, there we go.
So I wanted to address something else that I've been seeing. What's with the rumors all of a sudden that the Bears are packing up shop and leaving Chicago?
Dude, that's pretty much happening. Like, it seems like a pretty much done deal at this point. Chicago Bears will be probably going to like Arlington Heights. They're going to be taking over the old location where the Arlington Racehorse racetrack used to be, which I was there for the last day of Arlington, and it was such a blast, so cool, but real sad day. But the rumor was that the Bears were going to be probably trying to get it back then. In last summer, that the Bears were going to be trying to go for this piece of land, possibly making a brand new stadium out there on par with the LA Rams stadium, something just immense, a crown jewel for the league, also something befitting one of the crown jewel and original 6 NFL franchises in the Chicago Bears, where right now they have probably one of the worst stadium situations in NFL. They want to try and switch that and make it so they can get to the best. The reason Chicago Fire have one of the worst situations in NFL is because they actually happen to have one of the smallest stadiums in NFL terms in terms of capacity and attendance, which is pretty ludicrous when you consider that Chicago is probably the 3rd largest metropolitan area in America. So, I'm sorry, go on.
Well, I was going to say, didn't Notre Dame and Wisconsin sell out Soldier Field this past fall?
It's real easy to sell out Soldier Field when you're one of those big boys like that. And if you're a club like Wisconsin, or college football with a huge following that probably would love to go see them play at Soldier Field, you know, and also like when Messi comes to town, or U.S. men's national team versus Mexico, that's another big draw at Soldier Field. And always, every Bears game, when they're pretty much doing well, you can expect it to be pretty much be sold out. When they're miserable, it's a little bit easier to come by tickets.
And then you get the situation where, like mid-August, where soccer season is heading towards its final months, and then you got the NFL preseason and the NFL in September, and then you got the mishmash of the soccer and the football lines. You know, you got the 6-yard box in the end zone, and the soccer lines stretch out past the football sidelines.
Well, another major problem about Soldier Field is its location, which is it's both a blessing and a curse. It's a convergence point for basically 3 or 4 major highways, and to a certain degree. I mean, you got people coming from the south of Chicago. They have people coming from the west of Chicago. You have people coming from the north of Chicago. They drive through this main vein of the city of Chicago. But if you hop over on Lakeshore Drive, that's where Soldier Field is at, and it creates a little bit of a traffic jam, and becomes a little hard to get there. It becomes a little slow, especially getting out of Soldier Field after a Bears game. Miserable. Other locations, Minnesota, their location is more centralized to being less traffic. It's a better situation. Chicago and Soldier Field has been always a miserable traffic experience. However, the location is second to none when it comes to the tailgate experience. You're sitting there on the lakefront. You're on Lake Michigan, which I already love the lake, and it's just gorgeous, beautiful. You know, there's no picturesque mountains, but there's a picturesque, beautiful freshwater lake, one of the greatest resources on the planet, and it's gorgeous. But so, and as some of the chat's bringing up, some people in the chat saying that the Bears moving is a horrible idea, and they don't even like football. But a lot of people, some people in the Bears community, I follow some of these guys on Bears blogs, Bears vlogs, and Bears podcasts, like Hogan Johns. I think they're my favorite, probably my favorite. But they're of the opinion that the Bears should leave Soldier Field because they think that there is no saving it. I think it's a little bit of a crazy opinion, because I think there is a way to save Soldier Field. I think you could put a dome on it and make it bigger, but when they look at that and they talk about putting a dome on it and making it bigger, it's actually a lot harder than it is. It's a lot harder to do than I think apparently people are realizing, because construction companies are looking at it, and when they put down bids, they're saying it's like they should have, whatever they did the first time really kind of set the tone for like what they could go forward with, basically.
Well, you also got to think it's a 100-year-old stadium.
Exactly. And when they made those additions back in like 2006 or something like that, they made some Soldier Field additions back then that were, and to make it bigger back then. And that kind of set in stone its direction that it has to go. So, which is unfortunate, because it needs to get bigger. It needs to get domed. It needs to do so many more things to be able to be Super Bowl ready, Super Bowl viable. Because it's not that, and that's why you'll never see Chicago have a Super Bowl, even though you've seen Detroit have a Super Bowl because they have a dome. You've seen other. It's just
Minnesota.
Minnesota. I don't know if Minnesota's had a dome, or not had a Super Bowl yet.
Stadium a couple years ago, remember? Yes.
Did they have a Super Bowl yet?
Yeah, they did.
They did? See, exactly. And meanwhile, Chicago left in the dark, one of the premier franchises. So so that comes into play. They also say about getting into the stadium, they think that going to Arlington Heights will be a lot easier for people. It's going to be the northern suburbs. And the Bears are going to have a lot more land to be able to do what they want with it. Now, along with that, I think is going to come a lot more expensive tickets, but also jobs for that area, which are great. They lost jobs when the racetrack got left last year. So with the Bears Stadium coming in, they'll get a whole influx of jobs, which is great for the local economy, of course. Let me catch up on chat here, by the way. Thanks for joining us here on Spit and Fire. Thanks for hanging out here on Konor. You can check out Konor on Konor Knows Soccer on YouTube. He was watching the game live, dude. You got to freaking enjoy that, man. Archduke Ramon, great fan of the show. Love seeing his name in the chat, saying maybe Soldier Field can get rebuilt and get rid of that weird sculpture-like addition. They call it the toilet bowl or the UFO.
So, getting rebuilt, you're saying kind of like Yankee Stadium? How they tore the old one down and they built a new one?
The Yankee Stadium did a great job. The new Yankee Stadium is beautiful, gorgeous. But I wonder if it's going to happen more like Soldier Field, like Comiskey Park. I just don't see it. I don't see it happening at the moment. The tea leaves are saying that the Bears are moving to Soldier Field. Like, it seems like it's pretty much a done deal. And the mayor of Chicago is trying to reach for ways to try and keep them here, because they are not so certain that Chicago Fire can realistically maintain that as a solo tenant and maintain a good purpose for it. Because but here's the thing.
Well,
right?
Don't the Chicago Red Stars play there too?
No, the Red Stars play at the old Chicago Fire Stadium, which is out in Bridgeview. That's out in the
that-
suburbs.
Is that SeatGeek where the
Yes.
second team plays?
Correct. That's the SeatGeek Stadium. That's where the second team plays. That's where the Chicago Fire used to play. That's a lot closer to where I'm out in my area of Chicago area, so it was a lot easier for us to get to. And back when they were there, that's when we were season ticket holders. When they moved to Chicago, it became a lot more difficult to get to games.
Mm-hmm.
And the interesting thing is when you look at the attendance numbers, Brian Sandolau tweeted this out the other day. He said 15,000 in the middle of summer in Chicago on a Saturday night. That's miserable attendance numbers. They were doing better than that out in Bridgeview.
It looked pretty full to me last night, but
15K apparently, which is not too full. 17K, that's closer. 15K is a smaller crowd. I don't know if you know the typical numbers that Columbus draws.
no, it's either a sellout or near sellout. And the new stadium holds 20,000. So
Sellout. So you guys are stacking 17 to 20 regularly.
depends. Like the game against Cincinnati next Sunday, I think it's going to be like 100% sellout.
Oh, that's going to be rivalry week, of course.
One of the most important Hell reels today, standings wise.
And also, that's the other thing. It has meaning. Chicago Fire games have no meaning right now because they're in last place. They're not fighting for squadoosh. They're not fighting for promotion, relegation. They're not fighting. And that's the other thing we're hearing from some of the players. It's like they're just not fighting. Is that what you saw on the other day, yesterday? Did you see the Chicago Fire quit, or did you just see superior tactics win out?
Well, after the first goal went in, it's like, to me, they just pretty much gave up. And then, well, the first one, it's like, okay. Well, it's like after the first one, it's like, okay, we're still up by 1. Let's continue to play. And then the second one went in, and it was just like, we're just playing for the draw at this point. And then, well, we all know what happened.
And then Cucho gets loose for that last one in the final minutes. And the other thing was, like, when Cucho got that his hand on the ball, do you feel like that he was making a great effect on the match prior to that?
I mean, you could tell that.
You could tell that it was coming. Yeah.
I mean, you could also tell once he came on, and I believe shortly after he came on, Shaqiri went off, and you could tell through the Fire players they knew it was coming eventually. They didn't know when, but it was coming. Damn. But I think when you sub off your star man and Shaqiri
in the 80th minute.
In the 80th minute, and here comes this brand new 23-year-old DP who's scored goals in the Premier League with Watford, then you can pretty much write it off that he's going to do something. And to add to my point, I feel bad for Gaga Salina. He gets all the blame, but his defense just left him out to dry on all 3 of those goals.
In every spot of the word, like how they got through that defense, it was like watching sand sift through a sifter, because it was just finding the hole. Bam, finding the hole, bam, finding the hole, bam, and just slipping by every single Chicago Fire defender to the point where you get a almost free shot on Gaga Slonina. What's Gaga Slonina supposed to do with a damn near point blank shot after the defense gets undressed and undressed and undressed again?
And it's like, and they should have learned this on the first couple goals, is you don't give Zelryon an inch of space or he'll make you pay. He doesn't have to score goals to make you pay, but he can get assist or passes that lead to assist that make you pay.
Right, he sucks in the defense, and all of a sudden, bam, he makes the play. and boom.
It's like you give him the slightest inch of space, he's gonna find a way to get it through. That's just my humble opinion.
Yeah.
And-
I tweeted this out, Konor. The Columbus Crew are everything Chicago Fire fans wish the Chicago Fire were. You guys have a team that, you know, ever since your inception, yeah, maybe there were some early struggles, but then you guys found your footing. And you guys have found your place as kind of like a small market club that finds amazing deals. But all of a sudden, bam, this season and last season, look at what Lucas Zelarayan and Cucho Hernandez have brought to your team. Like, all of a sudden, Columbus is one of the big boys. And all of a sudden it's like it's not all of a sudden. You realize they've always been one of the boys. They've always been one of the good teams that can kind of hang and make a little noise. But all of a sudden, bam! They pull off these two major signings, and Columbus is right up there with LAFC, who brought in Chiellini, Gareth Bale, and Carlos Vela. You guys have young talent. They have older talent, but you guys have a talented squad. We might be seeing two of the better teams in MLS between Columbus, between LAFC. Do you think FC Cincinnati's up there? What? Because you're going to be playing them coming up here?
It just depends. You know, I feel like Cincinnati, if they make the playoffs, they're going to make it by the skin of their teeth.
Mm-hmm. You guys are not in a playoff position yet, by the way, but don't you feel like you're going to make the playoffs?
Mm-hmm. Especially when Cucho is starting regularly, and him and Lucas kind of have like that connection. I said yesterday, once Cucho starts getting regular minutes and regular starting selections, watch out, because that duo is going to be unstoppable.
Absolutely. I'm looking at New York Red Bulls, Philadelphia Union, New York City, who are all great teams, Montreal, Club de Foot, and I'm like, I feel like eventually Columbus is going to be at the top of this pile, even though they're sitting in 8th place. Charlotte has had a surprising season, and here's what's unfortunate for Chicago Fire fans: we've had to go watch teams like Charlotte, teams like FC Cincinnati, teams like Austin come into the league and just be better than the Chicago Fire.
Mm-hmm.
What do the Chicago Fire do?
I don't know.
Is it easier to fold at that point and become an expansion team? I don't think so. I don't know about that, but maybe there's something to it.
And it's one of those things where it's like, you know, we were the first ever Major League Soccer team ever. You know, we were announced in 94, 2 years before the league's first season in 96.
Mm-hmm.
And then slowly but surely you had the New Englands and the LA Galaxies and the New York, New Jersey Metro Stars and the San Jose was San Jose one of the original 6?
Miami Fusion?
Yeah, and now extinct Miami Fusion. But yeah.
Damn, man. I don't know what the Chicago Fire are going to do. Right now, Columbus looking up, Chicago Fire not. Meanwhile, let's see, Montreal, I like them. Orlando City, Charlotte, Cincinnati, Columbus, I think is moving up. New England, I feel like they're going to find their footing.
Mm-hmm.
Bruce Arena, they got good talent. I feel like they're going to find their footing. Right now, they're sitting in 9th place. Inter Miami, I'm kind of counting out. I don't think Giggs and company is going to get it together. Might be last season for Giggs over in Inter Miami if they really can't get it together. Because really, are they going to keep him around for Leo Messi next season?
Well, you want to know who else they're getting next season?
I don't know if they're getting Leo Messi, by the way, guys. I just am speculating.
That's pretty much confirmed.
No, it isn't.
Because Messi's contract, last year he only signed a 2-year contract with PSG with an option for a 3rd year. And I think he pretty much all but confirmed that he's leaving for Inter Miami And Sergio Busquets, the Barcelona legend, another one. This is his last year with Barcelona. So I think he's going to pack up shop and go to Inter Miami for last year before he retires and play with Messi for one last year.
Wait, who's gonna go play with him?
Sergio Busquets, the Barcelona legend.
So you think Sergio Busquets will go to Inter Miami?
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I like that call. But why Sergio? Why him instead of anybody else? Maybe, Sergio Ramos. Well, maybe not. Maybe that's Real Madrid to Barcelona. So, Dani Alves. I think he might be not. Maybe on a TAM deal.
Dani Alves might be on his way to one of the LA teams.
If Dani Alves is going to LA teams, that's where I feel like Messi is going. But we've already heard the rumor that Messi could be getting a huge deal.
Well, Messi owns real estate in Miami.
Dude, all right, I feel like we're cracking. And remember when we were talking about that TV deal, Connor? I said that's going to be the thing that makes the TV deal.
People want to watch Messi play, huh?
That's going to be the thing that makes the TV deal because people are going to want to watch Messi play. And right now, the TV deal, it's okay. It's like, maybe not, probably not. But put Messi on that deal, all of a sudden people are like, I'll pay whatever it takes to go see Leo Messi fuck up Columbus, fuck up New York, go fuck up Cincinnati, go fuck up Atlanta, go fuck up any team in MLS.
And then you also have that season ticket member incentive where you get a free subscription with your season ticket.
That's nice. It's a nice draw for those SDHs.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'm going to be one of them at the moment. It's hard enough to fit all these the games that I can watch into my life as I grow older. I got, other draws and stuff. But being a season ticket holder is a sincere dedication. You got to take the time. You got to take the effort, not to just get down there. And here's the one problem for Chicago Fire fans. It's like it's like paying for your car to get a ticket, Connor, to go down to Soldier Field. It's like $45 to park there. It's like getting a ticket for your car at that point to go see Shaqiri and company.
Oh, well, when I went, it will be a year on Sunday. My mom works for Nationwide, which is like the main sponsor of Columbus.
Mm-hmm.
And before everything hit and she started working from home, she had a parking pass for the Nationwide garage. So we just parked in there for free and we walked down to the stadium.
You damn man, you got a nice little setup there.
It's nice because like when you're walking downtown, you walk past Nationwide Arena, then you walk past Huntington Park, and then you walk ways down the sidewalk, and right there's the brand new Lower.com field.
How's that been? It's brand new compared to the map free.
It's a year old, but when I went, it was nice. It was a nice night for soccer, and coincidentally, when we went, I got to see the first ever win at Lower.com field in person. So that was fun.
That's a treasure. That's a nice treasured experience.
And the thing, I have this on video. I don't know if I sent it to you. It was a 2-1 win over New York City, and we sat right behind the north end goal. So we were like looking at the Nordeca. They were on the opposite end from us. And I got to see Lucas Arayon do what he does best and score a direct free kick right in front of me. So that was that was fun.
That's got to be nifty.
Too bad tickets cost an arm and a leg, or else I would be back on Sunday. But
yeah,
it is what it is. It is what it is.
That's unfortunate. You get out there when you can. How cheap are season tickets? Do you happen to know the price?
I don't know. I haven't looked. I would get season tickets if I wasn't moving 1,200 miles away.
Oh,
And
that's
next,
right.
so yeah, I might just buy.
You gonna become Charlotte fan, or isn't that gonna be closer to where you're at?
Charlotte's like an hour and a half from where we're gonna be.
Yeah, so it might be your closest MLS team.
Well, with the Apple TV deal, you know,
Dude, you did the FF. Yeah, go on. I know. Yeah,
I can still watch crew games.
you're back. You never have to quit.
Mhm.
That's huge. That is
Even
legit.
1,200 miles away from the team I own near and dear.
And $1,200 for the subscription. Jesus. No, I'm just kidding. No, we don't know the price of this subscription yet, but hopefully it's not too expensive. And, you know, hopefully you're going to be able to, like, share it with a couple buddies.
Mm-hmm. I think Apple TV right now, isn't Apple TV like the ads? Like
$4.99 a month.
So $5. What is that? $60 for a whole season, if give or take.
Give or take.
Because MLS subscription is $15. I don't know. I'm talking on my ass at this point.
It's going to be more expensive, and not to mention, I don't know what's happening with this NFL Sunday ticket deal, but that might have some something that might have some effect if Apple gets that too. Maybe they have some sort of soccer, football double deal. Apparently, you don't
Kind of
have
like
to.
trying to think. I just wish it was like, you know how you pay for Peacock and you get every Premier League match, or if you pay for Paramount Plus, you get every Champions League, Europa League, Conference League, and Serie A match.
Mm.
I wish it was like that instead of, you know, like I pay one price for Apple TV and I get all of the goodies when it comes to MLS. I get every match, I get this and that, kind of like, you know, for ESPN Plus, you get every Bundesliga and La Liga match, or so on and so forth. But you know where I'm getting with this.
Yeah, it sounds like there might be something like that, where there might be a one or two different ways or methods to have subscriptions. So like I don't know, a la carte, and I don't know if it's gonna be. I don't know.
I just wish that soccer, rather it be European or MLS, I just wish it wasn't behind a paywall. You know what I mean?
And it's going to be.
Mm-hmm. It's like the NFL. You know, I hate their blackout policy. It's like, you know, I don't have DirecTV, so it's like the only two teams I get to watch every Sunday are the Cleveland Browns and the Cincinnati Bengals.
Really?
Why in the world would I care about the Browns or the Bengals if I'm not even a fan of either team?
And what are you a fan of? Steelers? What?
Green Bay.
Green Bay?
Mm-hmm. So they're like never on TV. Unless it's like a 4:25 game, or a Sunday night game, or a Monday night game. I'm out of luck.
Yeah, and it is kind of hard to get all those NFL games unless, like, you know, you're doing unless you got that NFL Sunday ticket.
Mm-hmm.
Which is expensive, and it sounds like DirecTV will be losing that.
Benefits more people.
If it goes to streaming, yes.
Kind of like the Thursday night exclusive with Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Did you hear?
I never watch the Thursday night games because they're always bad.
Mm-hmm.
Or they
But I mean,
like not saying that the teams are bad, but like the football is typically bad.
I mean, Prime Video. There's other stuff to watch too.
I have Amazon. I think I think Mrs. Spittingfire does have that. So, but still, it's like,
why would I watch a Thursday night game when I can watch something like the new Lord of the Rings series that's coming up, or The Boys, or something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, unless it's like early season where I'm like, yeah, like I'm hankering for that NFL mid-season. I'm skipping the Thursday night games.
Well, it's crazy. It's crazy to me because, well, as you know, I graduated in May, and it's like Sunday night games were part of my childhood, basically. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love Sunday night games. I've been watching Sunday night games for as long as I can remember. But with
And Monday, I love Sunday and Monday night games. I like them both.
Never really a big fan of Monday night games. But, and then another thing is, it's like Al Michaels leaving NBC to join Amazon and be their exclusive play-by-play man with Thursday Night Football. It's like you're taking and like Chris Collinsworth either retiring or going to do studio work. It's like you're taking away a big chunk of my childhood listening to Al Michaels and Chris Collinsworth every Sunday night.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
That's going to be a change.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm going to like that. And that's the only way we're going to be able to hear Al Michaels is on Thursday Night Football?
And Kirk Herbstreit is going to be his color man.
I like Kirk.
Yeah, I like Kirk too, but I don't like Chris Fowler though.
No?
You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
But I got to say, my favorite, before I let you go, my favorite broadcasting duo is Gus Johnson and Joel Klatt.
Who do
I don't know
do?
why. They do Fox. Like Big Noon Saturday on Fox.
Mm-hmm.
Ohio State playing on noon or something like that.
Oh, it's college football. Okay, yeah. I don't really follow college football so much unless, that's why, unless it's like Kirk that I've seen or something.
Mm-hmm. You know who Gus Johnson is, though, right?
I'd have to see his face and hear his voice.
Just look up. Yeah, he's one of the best.
One of the best. I'll take your word for it because, how do you feel about Joe Buck? He's always an interesting one.
His dad's a legend. Joe Buck, nah. Yeah. I just wish that he had more enthusiasm with his voice. Because I think Troy Aikman carries that team.
Yeah.
But I think Fox should take him off the World Series coverage. But that's just me. Did they announce the broadcasters for the World Cup yet, Fox?
I do not know.
Do you know who's doing USA games? I can tell you.
No, don't. Go ahead.
John Strong and Stu Holden. Two of my favorites.
Stu.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I like them. Everybody has their opinion, but I like them. What's your opinion on John Strong and Stu Holden?
John Strom, I'd have to hear the voice to truly remember who the heck that is. I like Stu, an American guy, but I don't know, I like everybody. Kind of like I'm not. There's not too many people that really like wow my socks that are like, oh God, I gotta hear that guy. One of the guys who wows my socks is the guy who does like ski athlons, like he's the guy I'm like that guy. It's like an Olympic ski athlon announcer. Like that guy I'm all about. I saw people saying Arlo White. Like I listened to Arlo White's call. It was amazing. Of Cucho Hernandez's goal. Mm-hmm. It was amazing. And I know that there's a lot of fans not a big fan of Arlo White right now. For right or for wrong. I mean, he took dirty money and but it's hard. But at the same time, it's a hard situation because there's a lot of fans out there, and some of our own fans here included, that are like, we could look at that with a critical eye. But how many of us can truly make decisions like that affect our pocketbook like that too? Now, it's interesting because this same example actually came up in the esports community, Connor. There was an esports team that denied going to Saudi Arabia because of this exactly reason. They would have gotten like a $2 million payout. But they chose to not go to the tournament.
Go ahead.
And they chose not to go to the tournament, which is, to me, it's kind of impressive that they made that choice. Meanwhile, you got Arlo White making his choice.
Well, the same argument for these golfers. You know, these golfers, big name golfers, are being offered guaranteed money. Who's going to turn down $45 million guaranteed?
That's a lot of money. That's hard to turn down. But then again, are you selling your soul and contributing to sports washing? And how negative an impact is contributing to sports washing when it can be life-changing money? I mean, but that's the other thing. It's like, dude, imagine. Oh man, you just go past history. Like, there's families out there that made so much money during World War II, World War I. They still got that money. They're still in business in some places.
And then again, it's like, you know,
not that that's right or wrong. It's just crazy that that's a thing.
Anytime Saudi Arabia comes up, you know, you're entering murky waters there, and it's like,
yes.
And it's like their buyout of Newcastle. It's like, you know, however the expression goes, it's like you're I can't think of the expression. It's like you're playing, you know, it's like
playing with fire.
That, and it's like you're playing cards with the devil. You're taking a chance.
Yes, that's a great. You know, there it is. That you're playing cards with the devil. It's a nefarious benefactor to begin with, but you're playing cards with the devil. At that point,
you either flush or you. I can't think of another card term right now.
Straight flush or you blust.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
That's a good point there, Connor. I mean, it's a tough situation. It's like, and it becomes a different situation when all of a sudden you are the one being offered $45 million. Now there's a streamer out there that makes like $10 to $100 million. I have no idea what this guy's name is, but the controversy is this guy makes so much money playing gambling on Twitch. And is that a good thing? No. It's not a good thing, and because it's like, you know, it's showing that to like kids and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, is it his responsibility to not make the money that he can, to not make the most money that he can for his family in that capacity? It's such a hard question. You got to maximize the time and the gifts you're with on planet Earth, right? In order to make money and create lifelong lasting wealth. But it's and also like all then plus that come in the ethical questions and the moral ideals. We got chat ringing in saying NFL Thursday on Football Prime was glitchy last year. If it's a glitchy experience, Connor, how could you justify paying for that? Don't you have a similar situation with one of your sports providers and your cable channels?
I'm trying to think. Oh, Spectrum. They're paying too much for shitty service is all I'm gonna say.
Right.
Because like my internet, it goes out, and then it comes back in, and sometimes the app doesn't work. It's just like, makes you want to rip your hair out.
Especially when you're paying for the product.
Exactly.
I feel like that when I pay for UFC streams, you know.
It's like, why would you pay this good amount of money for something that's not even worth it?
Connor, thanks for hanging out, man. You got any last comments?
Nope. I'm just gonna say I did not intend to talk this long.
Thanks for hanging out, man.
Yeah. Thanks for letting me in here and for me to chat your ear off.
Dude, it's a blast. You got that. You got to watch that fun win for your team, miserable loss for my team, but I'm glad somebody got to enjoy it.
All right, I'm gonna get out of here. It's almost 10.
All right, Konor, check out Konor's channel.
All right.
Konor Knows Soccer on YouTube. Thanks for stopping by, brother.
Yep. Thanks for having me. Later.
Archduke checking in saying that been to Saudi Arabia. Very interesting, but there are also many things I dislike about their government. It's probably a lot of places in the world, right? And when we really ran the numbers, when you really do the math, a lot of things that you disagree with a lot of governments throughout the world when it comes to these choices. How do you, you know, it's like, how do you weigh that with your place in the world? I'm not a foreign diplomat. But it is interesting questions that we humans have to deal with, especially as we as Americans. I feel like we're kind of like the freedom bastion of the world. People look at us and they need us to be heroes sometimes. Heroes of freedom. Chat, how you doing on this Sunday night? Thank you, Mr. Spitting Fire, bringing the huge special delivery. Great little stream. Great guests. Between DPG and Konor, great soccer talk, chat. With that loss, though, Patrick McCraney reports for the Chicago Fire, they're back in a familiar spot. Last place in all of MLS. While they're still just 9 points out of the 7th and final playoff spot, the Fire proved in that second half of Saturday that they're realistically nowhere remotely close to being a playoff team. After a brilliant first half for the Fire that saw goals from Chris Mueller and Rafa Chico's captain, Crew head coach Caleb Porter made big changes at halftime, switching from back three to a back four, bringing on wingers Derek Etienne, who we heard from Konor just now raving about at him proving to be a difference maker for Columbus Crew this entire season long, and Luis Diaz. Fire head coach Ezra Hendrickson, who knows these guys, is very familiar with them and their abilities, still was torched and had no answer for Porter's moves. Just watching the Crew dominate the half, torching the Fire, fullbacks Miguel Navarro and John Espinoza at will. If you watch those goals, Konor pointed out, like, they left the Fire defenders out to dry. Gago Sonina had nothing to do. There's not much you can do except struggle with these point blank shots to try and come up with some sort of stop. And we heard it from Konor, from that yellow team, like, you know, there's not much that Gaga could do, which is unfortunate that we didn't see the same fight out of the other Chicago Fire players in that defense that Chris Mueller was referring to be able to keep those goals out of the back of the net, or even making that way to that point on the field where they're getting a shot like that on Gaga Sonina with just nobody coming out to block them. No stoppage. Archduke say people usually can separate government from tourists. You got to sometimes, right? Sometimes you got to be able to visit some of the most beautiful places on earth, which is sure a lot of people don't agree with China, but still it'd be really cool to go to the Great Wall. But then also think about how the Great Wall was built, or don't. Ezra Hendrickson came out after the game saying, we didn't protect our lead and we didn't protect the game. We end up losing it. Hendrickson, who spent the last few years as a Crew assistant before coming to the Fire, said, when that happens like that, I guess I have to take the blame because I know I can't call timeout and change things around. But I told them to expect these guys to come on in the second half because I knew they were on the bench. I know these players. I was with these guys for 2.5 years, so I knew it was coming. But we just didn't deal with it properly, as we should have. because they changed the game. Caleb changed the game. And what's more, Fire's highest paid player in history, Xherdan Shaqiri, was subbed off in the 80th minute when the game was tied at 2-2. After the match, Ezra Hendrickson made it a point to say his star player made that call to come out of the game. Well, Shaq was carrying a slight injury to his thigh. He asked to be taken out because it started to hurt. It started to hurt, so that was him asking to be taken out. Here he is mistimed the season for a laundry list of ailments and injuries, many of which have been described by Ezra Hendrickson as slight or minor. Oh, fudge! Oh, my shit is freaking out, chat. My shit is freaking out. Can I make it now? Make a move, chat. Somebody's over here. That's what I want. Come and get me. Oh, back to the article. Today we just lacked fight, Chris Mueller told reporters. It wasn't a lack of quality. I don't lack belief in this group at all. Listen to his words, guys. He does not lack belief in this group at all. Now it's just about us coming together as a team when times are hard and trying to pick up each other up and move on. That's what this is all about. Heard it from Chris Mueller. Central Captain material, it sounds like. Also, an Illinois native. Love what Chris Mueller is bringing to the team, chat. Let us know in the comments below, by the way, who your favorite players of the season are so far. Love reading your guys' comments. Thanks for hanging out here on Spit and Fire. You guys are the best in the business. Greatly appreciate it as we power through this season. We're almost basically halfway, guys. Here we are on July 10th. Chicago Fire languishing in last place, and that's why we're going to be having a little bit more fun doing some other stuff besides Chicago Fire as the misery goes on. Greatly appreciate you guys coming and hang out here on Spitting Fire for that. While Mueller, Jairo Torres, and John Durant all answered questions yesterday, Heitz repeatedly poked his head around the corner of a wall near the team's catering spread, munching on a bread roll, peering out to see if the media would be gone. Guys, here's your visual. What? Mito looks like something like that, chat. Just having some fun. Chat, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for coming over. Thanks for hanging out with us here on Spitting Fire. As we try to set the tone for your week with a little bit of joy, a little bit of fun, a little bit of positivity. Hopefully your week's going better than the Chicago Fire's week. Can they put it together? I hope so. Realistically, not looking likely though, as the season goes on and on and on. And they continue to stack results like this. Disappointment after disappointment. After all, they are in last place. But you know what, guys? That's a misery compiler, but let's go have some fun. Let's go have a beautiful summer. Let's enjoy ourselves. Let's come hang out here. We don't have to worry about that too much. We could go have a little bit more fun, get a couple dubs, join the dub club, and do a little bit of something else than be subject to the misery of the Chicago Fire. All the same, we'll keep abreast of it here on Spin Fire. Greatly appreciate you guys hitting that subscribe button. And all the same, guys, I think that's going to do it for us today for our little Chicago Fire catch-up. And the ketchup is all over the face of Georg Heitz and not on his french fries. Joe Mansueto's french fries are looking dry. Need some of that ketchup. All right, chat. Thanks for hanging out. We'll catch you on the next stream. Kick that like button, comment below. Let us know who your favorite Fire player is for this season, who you've been liking, what to look forward to for the rest of the season, as well as just anything else you guys want to talk about, anything else you want to see on the show. Love hanging out with you guys. Love talking soccer. I'll see you guys on the next one. Fire it up, footballers. James from Spitting Fire saying, see you next time. Have a good one. Later. Thanks, chat. Thanks, Archduke. Thanks, Connor. Thanks, everybody, for swinging by. Thanks, Christopher. See you guys later. And everybody watching this after the fact. Love reading your guys' comments. And, of course, the Blaze Network at Sons of Pitch and FC Neo Tokyo stopping by. Greatly appreciate you guys swinging by, saying hello. Catch you guys on the next stream. Thanks, everybody, for renewing their membership. And if you guys want to become members, $1. Unlock the sickest emojis on YouTube. Fire it up. Let's go. Thanks for your support, guys. Helps me make more videos and more amazing content like this. Let's break into the summer and have some fun. Woo! Check out, love this dub at the beginning of this video, guys. You guys want to see more of that? Ooh, yeah. All right, guys, have a great night. Have a great week, and we'll see you guys on Wednesday at the very least, if not sooner. Have a good one.